Okay, so g'day and welcome back to the Coins of Egypt. And today we are looking at the coins that were issued by Mr. Farouk, or King Farouk of Egypt. And he took over to become the monarch or the King of Egypt in 1936 after his father, Mr. Farouk, died. And he was overthrown in a coup in 1952. But instead of just getting rid of the royal family, they actually made his son, Farouk II, take over the reign. Obviously, he was only a baby, only a few months old, probably even a year. And in 1953, they decided to abolish the position of monarch and change the country into a republic that it is now. Now, the reason why he was overthrown is, well, they say corruption. But if you look at Egypt now, I don't think corruption was the main problem. It was probably just discontent in the military with nationalism, Arab nationalism becoming prominent, and with the monarchy not wanting to distance itself from the European powers. So I think that's a major thing, as well as power and also corruption, wanting to get their own positions. But anyway, that's about all I'm going to say about the history of Egypt. We are going to look at the coins. So, the smallest value coin that they issued under Mr. Farouk was the half millimeters. Then we have the 1 millimeters, and you can see they issued two different types. And these were both issued in 1938. So we have the smaller copper nickel version of 3 grams, 18 millimeters, and the larger bronze version of 4.3 grams and 22.8 millimeters. And also, there's a 2 millimeter, millimeters. There is that was only a single year issue for 1938. And then we have the 5 and the 10 millimeters. And as you can see, they issued two different varieties. They're both 4 grams for the 5 millimeters, but we have the copper nickel, 21 millimeters, and the scallop shape is 20 millimeters. And this one was copper nickel was issued between 1938 and 41, and the bronze was issued between 1938 and 43. So if you went to Egypt at this time period, you would use those two coins in circulation. And the same with the 10 millimeters, we have two different varieties. This one was issued 1938 to 43, and this one was issued 1938 to 41. But so they would have been in circulation up until the 1950s, probably 1960s, when in 1954 they started to replace the coinage with the Republic coins. Okay, then we have two Turkish coins. And why are these different? Well, the first one was first issued in 1937, and so they're both 2.8 grams. This one's 19 millimeters, but it's 83.3% silver, so it's got a high silver content. And this coin here, which is 6-sided, it's only 50%. It still weighs 2.5 grams, but it's 21 millimeters. And it's a bit thinner. It's 0.7 millimeters, and this one's 1.2 millimeters thick. And the highest denomination I've got is the 5 quirsh, which was issued between 1937 and 39. And in 1940, they issued banknotes for all of the high-valued coins. And the only other two high-valued silver coins was the 10 and the 20 quirsh. They seem to be a bit hard to get. Like this coin here, I'm probably paying about $30 to $40 for it in this condition. It's pretty poor. This one's probably about $10, and this one's really not too hard to get. So only a few dollars. So let's have a look at the half quirsh. So this is dated 1938, and it's 3.3 grams, 20 millimeters, and the thickness is only 1.5 millimeters in the height. And if you wanted to work out the actual volume, so this is the actual cylinder, because these are basically cylinders, because they do have a height. And then you got the weights, and as you can see, silver is twice as heavy as a nickel. Then we got the, so this is for the 2mm, not 2mm, the 2 piastres. And the 1944 has a smaller volume than the 1937, but the weight is the same. So that's because the actual silver value is actually a lot heavier. Okay, let's compare it with the earlier coins. So the earlier coins in the base metal are similar in design. So you have the denomination in the center, Egypt, Kingdom of Egypt at the top, and down below we have the dates on this one. Here we have the dates in this slightly different position of top and bottom, but pretty much these are similar design. And the effigy is also pretty much the same, just as the name, King of Egypt. So King Misr. So, but the coins of Mr. Farouk, you can get them pretty much in uncirculated grain for the base metal coins. So a lot of these probably were not issued for circulation. And the Mr. Farouk the first, a lot of these are pretty worn, but they're also a bit more expensive than the coins of Mr. Farouk. So I would say a lot of these were kept in the bank and they never issued for circulation, which is understandable if you only mint coins every few years and issue them only when needed. So that's what a lot of countries now do these days. Okay, so just a few coins. The half has a mintage of 4 million, and this one's in pretty good condition. But I see that these coins are probably one of the most expensive of the coins issued by Mr. Farouk. And in this condition, you're probably paying about $20. But the 1mm is a lot easier to get. And you can pick them up in this grade for probably about $5. So we have 1938. And also have a higher mintage. 38, 26,240,000. So this shouldn't be too hard to get. And this one is dated 1950, has a mintage of only 5 million. So because it's a 1950, one of the last coins issued, a lot of these are probably never issued for circulation. And it shouldn't be too hard to get 1950 coins in high grade like I've got here. Okay, so then we have the 1mm. So this is the copper nickel version, and it's circulated alongside the bronze version. Now, the copper nickel version is similar to the coin that was issued in 1917, but they use a little bit different calligraphy. The date is on this side, and the Arabic date or Islamic date is on the other side as well. And on the 1938 coin, we have both dates on the, I would say this is the front of the coin, just as the name of the monarch. So that's basically it. And you can see the identicals are the same. So pretty much, and these two coins are both pretty much 18 grams, and they are not 18 grams, 18 millimeters and 3 grams. So 18 grams is actually quite a big coin. Now you probably think that both of these coins from 1938 were minted at different mints, but no. These were both minted at Heaton and Son in Birmingham. And so pretty much they might have been minted at different time periods, but they were minted by the same mint. So then there was, so the mint as well as the Egyptian government knew that they were producing these two coins at the same time period. Now that's not the same with these coins. The copper nickel coin was minted at Heaton, and the bronze coin was minted at Bombay. So these are different mints. And here we have 1938. So that has a mintage of 7 million. And I find it's not too hard to get in high grade, especially uncirculated. The 1943 doesn't have, so these bronze coins has no mintage figures, so we're not too sure how many were minted. And if you want to know the inscription, just look it up on Numistar. These are engravers Percy Metcalf. On the front of the coin, which has the monarch, we just have the name of the king, King of Egypt. And on the other side, we just have the Egyptian kingdom and the denomination. So that's basically quite simple. And they're not rated at all. So the same with this coin. The 1938 copper nickel was minted at Heaton, and that's this coin. The 1941 was minted in Bombay or Mumbai, but with the bronze coin, the 1938 was minted in Mumbai. So Mumbai did mint both of these coins, different date. 1943 was minted in the Royal Mint in London. So here, 1943, no mintage figures for these ones once again. But for these coins, this only has 3.5 million coins minted. 1941 at 5.32. So not really a highly minted coin, but you can get these in pretty good condition. So I've kept the best coins for my collection, and the ones that are lower grade I pass on. And these are the highest base metal coins. So base metal means it doesn't have any silver or gold content to increase its value. Okay, so the two piastres, there was no overlapping date issue. So these two different coins didn't have the same date. We have the 1937, 39 and 42 for this round coin, and 46 sided we only have 1944. So the mintage for this one is actually quite small. This one is 1938. So the reported mintage is 500,000. But there's two different readings on the coin which you can check on Numistar. This one seems to be the fine reading, and the mintage figures are all reported for the fine reading. The coarse reading, we don't have any mintage figures, but based on the number of people who have it on Numistar, this one's more common. So what we have, and these are all minted in the UK at the Tower Mint. So this side just says, once again, the denomination and date and the country's name. And we have, looks like lotus. So that will be the blue Egyptian lotus, which grows in the Nile. And in between we have another plant. Okay, so I know that this is the lotus, but I'm not too sure what that plant is. If anyone knows, please leave a comment down below. And the other side just says the normal portrait and military uniform of King Farouk. And then we have the two. It's pretty much the same design, except for the shape. And this one has a mintage of 32 million. So that's a die crack there. And the reason why it has a high mintage of 32 million is to withdraw. Oh, there's another die crack down there. Goes all the way, like make its own little flower pattern. So they issued 32 million, so they could withdraw all of the previous coins in circulation and replace them with that. Because I would say is that with the two piastres and silver, the older circular version of all monarchs. So we have the. So here's the one of 1917 would most likely have still been in circulation at the same time period, and these are also withdrawn from circulation. And then we have the 5 piastres. So as I said, about what did I say, about 20-30 bucks or something like that for a coin in this condition. This was only minted between 1937 and 39. So it is 7 grams of 83.3% silver. The rest of it's copper. It's 26 grams. And if you got toning, it would be the copper that tones first. So you can see this has toning. Silver does tone, but it takes a long period of time. You really need to put some effort into it. And the mintage of this one is only 4.4 million for 1937. In 1939, only have 8 million, so really not a highly minted coin. And the silver content of this one's about $9.80 in Australia. And the silver content of the round 2 quirk or piesta is 3.91, and the 6-sided has a mintage silver content of $2.30. So really, they reduce the value. And I would say is that the 5, 10 and 20 piastres were just replaced by banknotes from 1940 onwards. Although they probably still circulated, but with the Second World War, a lot of countries did withdraw their silver coins, mostly in Europe, and also a lot of other places had their content of silver reduced. The North American continent's probably a little bit different. So here we had the 5 piastres from 1917. Then we have 1923, and then we have the 1938. So the style is a bit different. And the one I like for the back of the coin is probably this one. If we turn it over, you can see the first coins. The first coin just have inscription of the name of the monarch. It needs to have portraits, so I like this version better. Anyway, so basically this is majority of the coins that you're going to collect from Mr. Farouk, and the only 2 I'm missing are the 2 highest denominations of 10 and 20 piastres. Although I'm not too sure if this coin, the 2.5 of Mr. Farouk I, was still in circulation. But basically, it's only 4 years after this coin was issued that Mr. Farouk started to issue coins. So I reckon this one would have still been in circulation up until probably 1950, when it was only had a mintage of 4 million. So it just probably would have fallen out of circulation. So anyway, I hope this helps you with your coin and banknote collecting. Let me know which coin you like the best. Out of all these coins, I like the half. Don't know why, probably because it's a bit harder to get. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.